Ladies and gents, welcome to our Northside Innovation Meetup. We have a good one for you all this month.
A lot of us probably have taken trips before, and the best part of that trip was finding some local gem. And then being able to tell that to your friends when you got back. Oh, you have to go to try this restaurant that I went to. That's the best part of traveling. And the founding moment of Localer started with actually my co-founder, Chase. He was trying to travel, trying to go on a trip to Park City, Utah, and he was asking himself kind of, where would I go if I lived here? If I were a local, where would I go instead of where the tourist ski resort places are? And he shared that experience with me, and it brought me back to all these experiences I had of going to all these places I've been. And what Localer is about is creating that power, harnessing that power. You have to be local to contribute. You cannot recommend a place on Localer if you don't live in that city.
So we are an immersive culinary experience where immigrants who are amazing home cooks teach small, intimate cooking workshops in their own home kitchens. My mother is Korean. My father's American of Hungarian Jewish descent. And when I was growing up, my Korean grandmother lived with us and cooked all this amazing food all the time. But whenever I would try to help her or show interest in the kitchen, she would always say to me, oh, don't worry about cooking, you should go study. And so I never learned to cook from her. Very often, when you read cookbooks or recipes on the internet, they've been sort of streamlined and simplified. And what's missing is those details that make something go from good to really amazing. That became this thought of, oh, I wish if I couldn't cook with my own Korean grandmother, that there was another Korean grandmother that I could cook with and learn her family recipes and cook with her in her home kitchen.
I'm Brett Watson from Watson Adventures. We do funny, smart scavenger hunts for adults in museums and historic neighborhoods and other venues. And I've been in magazine business for a while, but I loved going to museums. And one night at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, I stumbled into Mick Jagger. Well, let me explain that. I'm walking in a Renaissance gallery, and I see a life-size saint in a stained glass window, and I think, that guy looks just like Mick Jagger. Because I was there by myself, and I wanted to share the misery and the fun. So how can I get my friends to come and see all the kind of funny, weird details that I'm discovering? Why don't I string them together in a sort of scavenger hunt, where it's not a test of knowledge and how much you know about art, but rather it's a way of coming together with friends, having fun, using your curiosity to discover great, amazing things.
We're very honored to be partnering on this event, and even equally honored to introduce our keynote speaker, James Patton.
I think this is also the first talk I've ever been allowed to hold a beer in my hand during the talk, so we'll see how that goes. So I run a small company in downtown Brooklyn called Patton Studio, and we're kind of half design firm, half technology firm. What we're trying to do is create new kinds of interactive experiences, so using technology to expand what's possible in the world of design, and also using design to kind of push the limits of technology. When we're gaining all these kinds of new powerful capabilities with technology, we're also kind of really focused on these little screens that we carry around with us and missing out on some of the opportunities for richer interactive experiences that live in the physical world around us. This is a piece that we did for Barney's New York. So there are two pairs of shoes, a man's pair and a woman's pair. And what happens is they play out this very slow, tense chase where the man scoots up into the woman's personal space and then she scoots away. So it's all done with magnets inside the shoes. There's a company called Allopath. They have a sampler app for your iPhone. It's really fun. It's called Keezy. We built a big version of Keezy called the Big Keezy, which was on display at South by Southwest. And this is one of my favorite musicians, Reggie Watts, doing a show on top of the Big Keezy. So, I think he got how to play this thing more than anybody else did. And, again, it kind of comes back to this idea of trying to create interactions between people who don't necessarily know each other, who wouldn't necessarily talk otherwise, and just kind of bringing them together and creating an engaging experience that would be very difficult to reproduce on a screen.